Yeah, I think it's massively changed. I think not only the sports science side of things, the physical training aspect itself. I think learning as a younger player to eat the right food, to stretch after, do the right exercises in the gym, it can all have an impact in later life, which I am now. So I think it's evolved massively, and I think it's a great start for the young kids coming through. Mine was, I love Tony Adams, I love Paul Ince, Brian Robson, kind of players that give everything, you know, pure passion on the football pitch. Obviously I like the likes of Gazza and players like that with great ability, but for me that stood out was them players that showed an awful lot of passion, and you know, it just gave me a great buzz when I was younger. I wanted to go over the park and replicate that. Probably Iron Robin, I'd say. Physically, like, unbelievably quick, really agile. You know, could put defenders on their backsides on the training field, on match days. Great energy as well, going up and down. Even though sometimes he didn't want to do it, it was a big part of his game. But when he isolated people in the attacking third, there was just no one any better for me. That's an easy one. Thierry Henry. I used to have nightmares the night before a game playing against him. He was for me the one I really looked up to as a player. You know, he had everything. Playing against him, it was always a worry where, you know, you're playing against a Kevin Davies. You know, it's going to be a physical battle, but realistically, he's not going to run behind. Thierry Henry had everything. He could hold it up, could run behind, great movement, could score with his head, right and left foot. He literally had everything. And as a young player coming through, that was quite intimidating, but at the same time, really exciting to test yourself against the very best. And for me, he was the best I've faced. I think over the years, Dennis Wise, I think coming through as a young player here, he kind of took me under his wing as a really young player. I used to clean his boots as a YTS here. And he just cared for me on all aspects, not only the football side of things, but off the field as well. He guided me in the right direction, and you know, just one example, I received a bonus from the first team squad many years ago and went and bought a car, and he literally got me up against the wall and kind of throttled me and said, listen, take the car back, go and put a deposit down on a house, and you know, invest for the future. And listen, it was the best thing that ever happened to me, even though I was petrified at the time. It was a real big learning curve for me, but someone that really cared, and a captain of our football club, and you know, someone I really looked up to. I think it's a must to be a naturally two-footed player nowadays. And I look back when I was coming through, you know, it's something that I looked at, and I looked at the likes of Desailly, Frank Leboeuf, Michael Dubry, all played on the right side of the defence. And it's something as a young kid I thought, okay, I'm going to improve my left foot, I'm going to work every day. And it's something I've done with Ray Wilkins and Graham Ricks, and just practice literally 2-3 hours every day after training. You know, I was in digs at the time, and you know, just spent my whole time after training on the training pitch. You know, and at the time I was a YTS, and a lot of players kind of took the mick out of me. I was trying to sucking up to the coaching staff, to that kind of thing. You know, for me, my left foot now is probably better than my right, and that's due to the hard work I put in back in the day. But I see it as a gap that, you know, even today, there's not many natural left-sided defenders, centre-back. So that's something that I really identified from a young age. You know what, I didn't actually, because even growing up as a YTS, I was nowhere near the best player in the youth team. You know, I would say there was 5, 6, probably 7 players a lot better than me, with a lot more ability than me. But one thing there was, you know, they had nothing on me was, you know, I wanted it 100% more than them. You know, my dedication was a million miles ahead of them. And I knew from that aspect that I'd have a bigger chance than them if I carried on, you know, dedicating myself and doing the right things day in, day out. I would say just be like a sponge and take everything in, you know, because nowadays, you know, you look at the gym, the way people eat, the food, you know, it really can prolong your career. So yeah, it's important to enjoy yourself and enjoy your time as a young player, but to make them small sacrifices at a young age can really impact your life in the later years in your career. So for me, just practice, work as hard as you can, because you know, after 2-3 years that could be it, that could be the end of it. So make sure you look back and have no regrets.